My fiancée swapped my name for her ex's on our wedding invites. It was a typo, she laughed. I replied, I'll fix it. Then I called the venue, canceled the reception, and emailed the corrected guest list a new invite. To my I'm single again party. Her mom's screaming voicemail still plays in my head sometimes. I'm not sure why I'm writing this here. Maybe to finally let it go, or maybe because part of me still can't believe it happened. My name's Ethan Cole, 34 years old, mechanical engineer, the kind of guy people describe as steady. Not exciting, not dramatic, just reliable. That was what my fiancée, Samantha, said she loved about me when we first started dating 3 years ago. You make me feel grounded, she'd tell me, leaning against my shoulder while I talked about projects or budgets or whatever dull thing engineers talk about. I thought we were good together. She was a creative one, a graphic designer who loved chaos and color and movement. I was a planner who made sure bills got paid, and the car had gas. We balanced each other, or so I thought. We got engaged last spring. Her mother, Linda, went into full wedding planner mode before the ring had even stopped sparkling. They wanted something big. Over 100 guests, string lights, live band, open bar. I didn't argue. I could afford it, and seeing Sam excited made me happy. I let her handle the invites. She said she had a vision. I was buried in work deadlines anyway. Everything seemed on track until that Thursday afternoon, when I stopped by her apartment to drop off my laptop charger and saw a thick cream envelope sitting open on her coffee table. I almost didn't look. I wish I hadn't. The envelope held one of our invitations, the ones we'd paid extra for, embossed lettering, gold trim, expensive paper. It was beautiful until my eyes caught on a single line. You are cordially invited to the wedding of Samantha Ellis and Julian Harper. I stared at it for a good 10 seconds, certain I was hallucinating, that maybe I'd picked up an old card from her cousin's wedding or something. But the date was ours. The venue was ours. Everything else was perfect except my name was gone, replaced with hers and her ex's. Julian, a guy she dated before me, the one who taught her never to settle for chaos. The irony hit me like a truck. When she came home, I was still holding the invitation. She froze for a fraction of a second, then laughed, an awkward, too loud laugh. Oh my God, Ethan, you're not going to believe this. It's a typo. The print shop must have used an old template from my portfolio or something. I just looked at her. A typo, I repeated, on 200 custom invitations, using your ex's name. She waved her hands like she could erase it. You know how these things happen. Autofill, file names, whatever. I'll fix it. She said it with that tone people use when they're caught, and hoping charm will smooth it over. My chest felt hollow. It's fine, I said quietly. I'll fix it. She blinked, relieved, maybe. She had no idea what I meant. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on my couch staring at my phone, replaying every small red flag I brushed aside over the last year. The late-night design meetings, the phone face down, the sudden guilt gifts. I'd always told myself I trusted her because love requires trust. But love doesn't mean pretending not to see patterns. Around 3 a.m., I got up, poured myself a drink, and opened my laptop. I logged into our joint wedding account, our shared vendor spreadsheets, the guest list she compiled. My engineering brain switched on, the part that fixes broken systems by dismantling them. Step 1, cancel what was in my name. Venue deposit, mine. Catering, mine. Photographer, mine. I wrote calm, professional emails requesting refunds or cancellations due to change in circumstances. Some fees were non-refundable. Fine. Consider tuition for the lesson I was learning. Step 2, verify suspicions. I still had the password to her design cloud because we'd use it to review invitation proofs. I typed Julian into the search bar. Dozens of files popped up, drafts, image folders, a recent document titled Save the date _final. My stomach clenched. I opened it. There they were, a mock-up of our invite with his name already embedded. No typo. No autofill. She designed it that way. Step 3, clarity. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I just sat there, numb, until the sun came up. Around 9, I called my buddy Marcus, who happens to be a lawyer and one of the few people who see me at my worst. Marcus, I said, hypothetically, if I wanted to unwind an engagement without causing a PR nightmare, what would you advise? He went silent for a moment. What did she do? He asked finally. I told him. He exhaled hard. Dude, you want quiet revenge or full closure? I thought about it. Both. By noon, I'd transferred our shared wedding fund back into my account. It had always been mine anyway. By 2, Marcus had drafted a short, polite notice to Samantha stating that due to breach of trust and misrepresentation, I was dissolving the engagement and reclaiming all expenses paid in my name. By 3, I called the venue manager, a kind older lady who sounded genuinely sympathetic. Oh, sweetheart, she said, I've seen my share of wedding disasters, but this one takes the cake. Don't worry, we'll handle it. Step 4, message control. I didn't want gossip. I wanted facts. That evening, I composed a new digital invite. It used the same layout Samantha had chosen, same gold trim, same font, but the wording read, You are cordially invited to celebrate the beginning of something new. Ethan Cole's Single Again party. Same venue. Same date. Different reason to raise a glass. Beneath it I wrote, Dress code. Honesty preferred. I attached a short note. Due to recent revelations, the wedding is canceled. Come enjoy good food, good drinks, and better company while I start fresh. Then I hit send to all. The replies started flooding, and within minutes. My phone buzzed nonstop. Friends, cousins, co-workers. Some shocked, some supportive, a few brutal. Damn, dude, legendary move. About an hour later, my phone rang again. Linda. I didn't answer. The voicemail came 30 seconds later, starting with heavy breathing and escalating into a full opera of outrage. How dare you embarrass my daughter like this? Do you know how many people have seen that email? You're destroying her reputation. I played it twice, partly to confirm it was real. She never mentioned the invitations. Samantha showed up at my door the next morning, eyes red, hair tangled, holding her phone like it was a weapon. You humiliated me, she screamed the second I opened the door. I let her talk, accusations, excuses, tears. It was just a design joke. Julian helped me brainstorm. That's all. You didn't have to nuke our entire life over a name. I felt oddly calm. You put your ex's name on our wedding invitations, I said, then lied about it. She shook her head violently. You're overreacting. People make mistakes. I looked at her, really looked, and saw not the woman I'd loved, but someone who couldn't admit when she'd cross a line. Maybe, I said softly, but I don't. Then I closed the door. The party was the same weekend the wedding was supposed to be. Marcus insisted I go through with it. It had already been paid for. He called it rebranding closure. So, that Saturday, instead of standing under floor arches saying vows, I stood in the same ballroom wearing a navy suit and holding a glass of whiskey while friends toasted to freedom and fresh starts. The band played upbeat instead of romantic. People laughed awkwardly at first, then genuinely. At one point, my cousin pulled me aside and said, Man, this is the best non-wedding I've ever been to. I laughed for the first time in weeks. Samantha didn't show, though I heard from mutual friends she tried to convince people not to attend. It didn't work. Most of them had seen the files she'd uploaded. Apparently, she'd left her design portfolio public. Screenshots were circulating quietly, confirming the typo wasn't an accident. Her mother called again, this time crying instead of yelling. I didn't answer that one either. I didn't need revenge. I already had peace. After the dust settled, I moved out of the apartment we'd leased for after the wedding. I sold the ring back to the jeweler at a loss, donated the suit to a local charity, and took a solo trip up the coast. Somewhere between Monterey and Big Sur, driving with the windows down and the ocean roaring beside me, it hit me that the best fix I'd ever made wasn't technical. It was emotional. I'd stopped trying to patch something that was fundamentally cracked. Months later, I ran into Julian at a cafe downtown. Yeah, the same Julian. He looked surprised, guilty even. Hey man, he said, awkward smile. No hard feelings? I just shrugged. None left to have. He hesitated. For what it's worth, she told me she designed those invites as a test, to see if you'd notice. I laughed, an actual belly laugh. Well, I said, guess I pass. He looked uncomfortable and mumbled something about being sorry before leaving. That was the last time I saw him. It's been over a year now. People still bring up the single again party sometimes, usually with a grin or a toast. I don't mind. It's weirdly comforting knowing that something born from humiliation became a memory of strength. Every once in a while, I'll find one of those original invitations tucked in a drawer or behind a book. Samantha Ellis and Julian Harper. I keep one as a reminder. Pay attention to the small things. The little typos often aren't mistakes. They're confessions printed in gold foil. And whenever someone jokes, dude, that party was legendary, I smile and say, it was cheaper than a divorce. Then I raise my glass, not to revenge, but to lessons learned, peace earned, and to the quiet satisfaction of having fixed the only thing that truly needed fixing, me.